day 16, yay, of my 18-day water-only fast. I keep getting a lot of questions. Are you taking vitamins? Are you putting salt in your water? Are you using apple cider vinegar? I am not doing anything. Nothing but good old pure clean water, which has become my best friend and is with me all the time. Because it's amazing when you go through these swings, you know, you go through these, it's a roller coaster ride, and you know, sometimes you're just very fatigued and sometimes you're energetic. I mean, I woke up this morning, I have no more chest congestion, no more sinus congestion, feeling pretty good. Energy levels still low though, I have to admit that. Walked around a little bit this morning and kind of felt like I needed to rest a little bit, and came to do my morning update. I did have somebody asking me if my eyesight has improved, and the strange thing is, no, I'm still not able to read a label. I still have to have my reading glasses on. I was really hoping that would change, but it hasn't. But when I was driving yesterday, my long range vision, I mean, it was like a hawk. So I can definitely say that my long range vision, or just my perception, I guess, of the environment was very vivid and very precise. But anything that's very close to my eyes, I still have to wear my reading glasses. So anyway, all is good. I'm excited. In 2 days, I'm going to be able to start my Refeeding program, and I'll be documenting that as well. I did have a couple more questions I want to answer. One of them is it possible to fast as a chef? That would probably be the hardest fast and mental challenge, but anybody can fast. I mean, that's the thing. Well, you know, definitely not children and pregnant women and breastfeeding and elderly, and you have to use caution if you have diabetes or if you're on a lot of medications or even gout. Sometimes fasting can flare up if you've had previous gout symptoms. I've also had questions regarding the digestive tract, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, hyperacidity in the stomach, H. pylori, diverticulitis. Fasting is one of the best things for any digestive system issues. All of the research that goes back with Shelton and Carrington and all those guys show that water-only fasting, the gut heals itself very, very rapidly. But everybody's different. I mean, you know, with water fasting, it's your body taking control and your body deciding what it's going to focus on next, what it wants to heal, and it prioritizes everything in that order. So digestive system issues, I mean, you know, those are all caused by the food and all the toxic stuff that you're putting in the system to begin with. And the body never has a chance to heal it because you just keep putting more toxic stuff in. And that's your first exposure point to the root cause of all disease. All disease starts in the intestinal lining. Because how are toxins going to get in the body anyway unless they enter through the intestinal lining? Leaky gut syndrome clears up. Now, what I would be interested in finding out is the effects of water fasting on something like fibromyalgia or Lyme disease. I haven't been able to find any research on that. So, but I would think that water fasting would be beneficial for any disease or any negative condition, because you're using the most powerful medicine in the world, which is your own body. And it's your own body taking control of determining what it's going to focus on next. One of the other questions I had was, does fasting get rid of liver and gallstones? Fasting, like I said, the body will pick the area that needs to work on the most. Water fasting will get rid of practically every single condition known to man. At least in all the research that I've done and everything that's been brought up and all of the studies that all those guys have done in the 1800s and the early 1900s, it's astonishing to see how fast water fasting can give the body the power and the tools to regenerate itself and eliminate all that abnormal tissue. Can you imagine? I mean, you have all these cysts and abnormal tissues and growths and tumors and all this stuff that just swell and all this inflammation constantly in the body these days, and all this mucus production. And the doctors just give you medications and just cover it up. They just put a Band-Aid over it. No one ever addresses the root cause of the problem and detoxifies and cleanses your body. And that's what we've been doing for 20 years. I mean, it's 100% successful. It works every single time. And it costs you, what, $1.99 for a gallon of distilled water a day? Just think, people are paying $120,000 and getting stem cell treatments in different countries right now. You get the same stem cell treatment for $1.99 a day. So, yes, it will probably get rid of your liver and gallstones if that's the number one priority that your body focuses on. So that's my morning update. Everybody have a great day, and I will check back in with you later. Can't say there's been too many changes. I've just been kind of taking it easy. Really, up until day 12 or so, I had a lot more swings, and I still do experience a little bit of a roller coaster ride with energy and fatigue, especially if I get up, move a lot, move around. But it's pretty much the same for day 12, 13, 14, 15, and today is day 16. So all in all, it almost feels like my body's kind of balancing itself out a little bit. Haven't really had any cravings, although I was dreaming last night about food. And it wasn't good food either, it was junk food. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, I've been around food, now that I'm back in the city, and I've been at my house where I'm staying, and there's cooking going on all the time, and I've actually been cooking myself for my family. So it is kind of challenging, but if you've gone this long, I think that the most challenging part is in the beginning, probably up to day 6 or 7 with food. But you always do have those cravings, and every now and then, but they go away. I mean, you just drink a little water and they go away. My skin feels good. My mind feels good. I mean, I do have to say, it's weird, I have mental clarity, but there's also kind of a fogginess at the same time. It's hard to explain. It's like, if I have a lot to do or something like that, it kind of gets combobulated in my mind. And but as far as my muscle mass, I mean, I have not lost any muscle mass. And as a matter of fact, that's a question that comes up, in a big myth that people think that if you stop eating or if you do water only fasting, that you're going to waste away and you're going to lose all your muscle mass. And And let me see, I actually write about that in my research. So let me read you a little bit about, because that was one of the questions I wanted to answer. Will fasting cause me to lose muscle mass? When you eat normally, your energy comes from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. When you start fasting, your body burns sugar in the form of your glycogen deposits in the liver. After about 2 or 3 days of no food, you're going to enter what's called ketosis. When you're in ketosis, your body starts burning fat for energy instead of sugar. Ketosis is your natural protection mechanism against muscle loss. And your body does not break down your muscles. It breaks down fat deposits and unwanted tissues. So when you fast, you can actually stimulate muscle growth, and at a certain point, your body starts increasing the secretion of human growth hormone. And that actually increases lean body mass. So Dr. Jason Fung actually states that when your body fat falls below 4%, then and only then is the body forced to use protein in order to feed itself. If your body fat is too low, your body must burn functional tissue to survive. That is when you is not beneficial, and that's when you could enter into, if you want to call it starvation mode or whatever. So I have another couple questions here. What about high quality green juice fasting? Do you think juice fast would also trigger body repairs? So that's a good question, and it comes up a lot, like the master cleanse. Those are all great. I mean, if that's what you want to do, it will definitely be beneficial for you, but it will not shut down the digestive tract, because even in green juice, you're going to have nutrients and the digestive system's going to have to work. What I'm doing is more or less hardcore stem cell regenerative and repair water only fasting. Okay? That means your body goes into a rapid regeneration phase, a rapid repair phase, and starts, because your digestive system is completely shut down, and starts ultimately attacking all of the abnormal tissue, and 100% of your, depending on if you're doing any activity, let's say over 90% of your body's energy levels are focused on the regenerative process. I've talked about people that just did a 10-day or a 14-day water fast that are 40 years old, and when they evaluate their organs afterwards, their organs are half their age. So, all of those other cleanses are beneficial. Any type of cleanse is beneficial for you. But the hardcore water-only fasting is the most beneficial and the most therapeutic thing that I've found in over 20 years of research that ultimately can repair and regenerate your body in such a short period of time. That's the key word, a short period of time. No nutritional supplements, no other type of care out there is even able to come close. Juice fasting maybe I don't even think you would still be able to produce stem cells and regenerate. You would have a slow detoxification and a slow cleansing, and you would, ultimately start feeling better over a period of time if you change your diet and your environment, and you breathe clean air, and you drink clean water, and eat clean food. And then you reduce the amount of food. And don't get me wrong, I was on intermittent fasting for the past year and a half as well. I mean, I was eating only from noon to 6 p.m. every single day. And I will go back on intermittent fasting. And for those of you that don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's just basically fasting on a daily basis. So instead of eating 3 meals a day, you just pick a time that you can allow your body to heal itself. So for me, the 18-6 method works really good. So 18 hours out of every 24-hour day, I'm fasting on water. For 6 hours, I'm eating. And during that 6 hours, obviously, I'm eating a very healthy, organic diet. So that's my afternoon update. I will see everybody this evening. Going pretty good, but I have been listening to my body, been resting whenever I have the opportunity. So no complaints, getting closer and closer. Only 2 days to go. So I will finish my water fast at 6 p.m. That's when I'm going to break my fast 2 days from now. And I will be filming the refeeding, my first meal, which will be watermelon. So I did have some comments about a white tongue, and I forgot to mention this. Everybody who does a water fast will get a white tongue. It's not candida. It's just the natural process when your body starts regenerating and your body starts eliminating all those toxins. Your tongue turns white, and you know, a lot of people say it's because of the excess keratin that your body's producing. So it's a completely normal symptom to have. Other common symptoms to have when you're water fasting is your blood pressure will go down. You'll have low blood pressure, obviously low glucose levels, white tongue. You might feel dizzy from time to time, nausea, skin rashes, many host of symptoms, just depending on how toxic you really are. I have been getting a lot of people that have been worried about what the standard medical system says about glucose. You know, if your glucose levels fall, you're going to go into a coma, or you're going to have hypoglycemia, or you're going to, die. In normal cases, if your blood glucose does go to extreme levels, low levels, you can have seizures, you can have loss of consciousness, and you can't even die. When you're on a water fast, you're not eating anything though, okay? So what happens is your body starts breaking down the glycogen and releases glucose for maybe, 24, 36 hours, something like that. Then all of your glycogen stores are exhausted. Then your liver starts making new glucose from amino acids. That's the process called gluconeogenesis. Then your blood glucose levels start falling. So people without diabetes, they shouldn't have anything to worry about. And you will start noticing a decrease in your blood sugar levels, and then your ketones obviously raise to a certain level, and that's when your body transitions into that fat burning mode. And then after about 3 or 4 days, 5 days, something like that, then your body really starts getting into the regenerative mode, because then your digestive system has been completely shut down for that long. So now it kind of triggers your body to start attacking any abnormal tissue or any diseased tissue or abnormalities or anything like that. And people have asked, well, what about all like parasites and fungus and all that stuff? If you have nothing for those organisms to live off of, then they will die, right? Because some of those organisms actually could stay dormant, though. I mean, organisms do have a resistance against fasting. So I'm not saying that all of them will be eliminated, but you will your body will attack them, and depending on how long you water fast, hopefully eliminate them. I mean, remember, your body is in control. Your body's in control. People ask me about, well, how is the liver detoxing, and how are you releasing bile, and how is what's happening in your body since you're not eating any antioxidants? This is how smart and intelligent our bodies really are. Our bodies just know they can recycle nutrients. They can produce proteins. They can produce the substances we need to survive during a water-only fast. And all that's been proven many times, especially dating back to the ancient days, when that's all they had was water. I had a good question I wanted to talk about. Would it be beneficial to take enzymes, serapeptase, while water fasting to assist the body in breaking down scar tissues and proteins? I had to kind of ponder over that question because, first of all, you would not be able to take anything in a capsule because that would trigger the digestive system. Honestly, I would wait and not do that or take anything just because we don't have research that shows that would be okay to do. But enzymes are really beneficial in breaking down abnormal tissue. So that would be interesting. But I will be taking enzymes before my first meal. I will be taking enzymes and probiotics, but I will not be taking them in a capsule. I'll be mixing them in a glass of water, drinking the water, and then having my first meal when I break my fast. So, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching. It is day 16. Water only fast, my water fasting journey.